Hey, listen. This is a special episode, and if you don't like talking about babies and being parents, you can move on to whatever the number is on the description. Go check it out. And there's also spoilers, obviously.
Hey, Philip.
Hey, Timmy.
TwoFold time.
It's TwoFold time. Grab your trousers, get your leggings. Let's get out and out in the countryside. It's time for TwoFold time.
It's TwoFold time. It's our podcast. We got us, Phil and Tim.
Yeah,
and
we're full of shame and regret today.
We spoiler talk about things, and we're late.
Yes,
we're late.
Yes,
we're a week late.
Shame and regret.
We apologize.
Like I said, Tim, shame and regret.
But we will make it up to. We'll make this one special.
I didn't
get
hear
a
about
guest.
this.
We'll get a guest. Wait. Let me do a phone call first. Let me do a phone call.
Okay. Whatever.
Hey, Jacob, did you see the new James Bond movie? Ah, yeah, you did. Oh, okay. Can you come to the studio, please?
What's that?
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh, hey, how'd you get here? Hey. Johnny's freaking out in the back.
The James Bond movie.
Jacob, quick, look at Johnny. Look at him freaking out in the background.
He's freaking out. He's getting...
Whoa,
Johnny boy.
baby.
Oh my goodness,
You know,
guys.
he never adjusted the fader since you went away. He just kept it there. Just kept the fader.
Jake, you're
I feel like
back.
we could have cleaned up the studio a little for me, but it's okay. And
I didn't know. Tim just sprung this to me. It's great. How you doing, you old pirates? Great to see you.
hey boys.
Jacob's here.
Yay!
He's back
in the show.
Look at that. Jake's
Wow.
back for this wonderful
Amazing.
episode. The apology episode.
Hey, did you guys see my awesome car? So fast.
It was so fast I couldn't see it.
It's the same car that I drove away
I know.
with.
You must have like a specific driver. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
So fast.
Well, it's great
It's
to
so
have you
cool.
back, Jake.
Thanks guys. Thanks for having me.
All
Back
right.
in the show, TwoFold, breaking your vibe with ThreeFold.
ThreeFold.
To threefold. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, in today's movie, the word threefold has been mentioned, by the way.
Was it? How did you even remember that?
What?
I didn't. My wife did, and she mentioned it to
Wow.
me because he says,
way.
M said, what, by the way, okay, what's
Yeah.
but you'll figure out what the movie is. I mean, you already know because you saw the
Well, the
the
people,
title.
they see the
But
title,
M-
Tim. Everyone sees the
I
title.
know, but there's a way to these
They
things. But
see the title, Tim.
M tells James Bond that the trouble is threefold,
Ah,
or the
nice.
mission
I
is
didn't know.
threefold. There's the villain, there's the virus, and then there's the family. So
See if we can have a clip of that. That'd be awesome.
we can get a clip.
You boys hate clips.
It's not that we hate
back in the
clips.
day,
It's
when
that
I was
we.
so much
there.
work.
It's just so much
It's so
work.
valuable. That nice clip. And remember that great episode? Remember Kids at the Round Table? I had that clip.
Chicken out of
The thing is, we don't assume anyone watches these or listens to these without watching the
That's
movie.
why the clips are so good.
Why would you listen to this without watching the movie? It's just so random.
There's many people. I mean, you can ask your listeners. They're out there.
The listeners.
I guess
They-
they're out there. I don't know.
They listen without watching.
We'll do an Instagram poll. We'll do an
yeah,
Instagram poll.
do an Instagram
Seriously.
poll.
I guarantee you. I guarantee it.
I'm doing it as we speak right now. I'm doing
Perfect,
the Instagram
please.
poll. This will time our recording.
Oh, good for
the
you.
listeners.
Say
Good
like
for you.
who listens to the podcast without watching the movie?
Yeah,
Movies. Since you guys are back on
man, I can't
the
believe
TwoFold
it.
Exactly.
train.
The TwoFold train with the third man.
Oh, I can't
You
do
guys-
it. By the way, Instagram and Facebook, they're all down.
that's right. They're
Oh
all
yeah,
down.
they
At the time
are.
it's
I was
recording.
noticing that too. Yeah.
This
They're
is
all
when the
down.
hackers infiltrated
Yeah.
the Facebook
Yeah, good.
databases.
It's perfect.
You guys,
perfect for our spy movies we're talking about.
How has
Yep,
the
James.
TwoFold life been?
James,
The
they've
not
infiltrated.
TwoFold life.
They've infiltrated Facebook.
We're all out of sync. What's happening? Jake's trying to ask a question. What are you saying, Jake?
Trying to ask, how's the TwoFold life been? After you
it's
stopped
been-
being a threefold.
It's been all right.
Real.
It's been all right.
It's been all right. We've been holding on. I think we figured out some kind of groove.
Something.
It was
Something or
a
other.
big change. then
So I
we-
to
Here
most
he comes,
episodes.
judging us.
The
No. I stopped at
there he goes.
I stopped
Episode
at
2.
The Green Dragon.
What?
What's it called? The Green Knight. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
that one. And
Green Dragon.
Did you
because I
watch
didn't
The
see it.
Green Knight?
And I want to see the movie, but I didn't see it, so I skipped that one. And then you guys went and did the Suicide Squad, right? I was listening to
Yes.
that one, and that movie seemed terrible. And for some reason, the episode got lost in my podcast queue, and then I stopped there. What was your latest episode? The
Man, I hate
Legend of
this.
Shangri-La.
Yes, the
Yes,
Legend of
Shang-Chi.
Shangri-La
And-
and the Crouching Duck,
So-
Hidden Panda.
You'll be proud of me. I watched a trailer. Of that,
Okay,
right?
good.
On
Good,
the
Tim.
internet. Yeah,
On the internet,
I saw it,
okay.
and he was, and he was doing like action stuff on a train,
Yeah.
and I was like, my goodness, because me and my wife we watched this show called.
Train action.
Second, I remember. No. Kim's Convenience, which is a show about Korean immigrants in Canada.
Okay.
Who are running this convenience shop, and one of the characters is the lead actor for the.
Yes, it
Legend
is. That's true.
of that. Yeah, you know Tim,
I'm looking at it right now on Netflix.
Ah,
I'm confirming.
Did you not watch it?
and that's why I knew about that. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, "That's him. That's the character from the show we're watching." And then I was like, "You guys are probably
yeah,
gonna
that's
watch that
Simon
movie."
Liu. Yeah.
And lo and behold, you did review the movie. So is that Marvel?
That's Marvel.
That's Marvel.
It's a Marvel film.
I have some questions for Jake, but before we
That's
move
good.
on, I want to
Yeah.
announce
Let's.
to the people officially they read the title, and I
Oh,
want to ask
cool.
Jake a question as well. So we watched "Don't Die Today," the new James Bond movie. I don't
Don't
know
Die
what the-
Today.
What is it? What is the title?
It's called "Today We Don't Die." I think that's the official title.
So my brother was over we had a wedding
Not
a
dying.
week ago, and my brother was
Mhm.
over, and we were standing at this
Guru Stan.
courtyard in front of the mall, and he was like looking. He's like, "What the?" And he's like, "Oh, that's the James Bond," because it was translated, but it was translated to not die, like "Don't Die Today" or something like that. He thought it was like a suicide prevention poster first, and then he was
really?
like, "Oh,
oh,
it's James
with Daniel
Bond."
Craig with a gun.
No, it was just the title. It wasn't even Daniel Craig.
yeah,
Was there? It was just like
oh.
the
I think-
word art.
In
Right.
Slovakia, it was also titled differently.
I have the ticket. I took a picture.
Yeah,
of,
I also
for the
took a picture of
Instagram,
my ticket.
You did?
and so I don't know. I've seen so many translations.
That's weird.
So I don't know what the hell actually its title. It's called Nie czas umrzeć. Oh, it is. It's not no time.
No
yeah, I guess.
time
it's-
to die. That's good.
No
No time
die
die.
to time.
Here it was
no time
titled like-
died, I know.
It was titled like "For Death There Is No Time." Something
Oh
like that.
yeah.
Dramatic.
For death there is no time.
There is no time. So
Mr. Bond, I expect you to not die today. It's not the time.
So anyway, come on,
Um,
let's get this pumping, rolling.
and-
This is my
and then-
special
and then-
ep. High octane action.
You're here, special
so
up.
in
All right.
companion to this "Do Not Die Today" movie,
Yes.
we watched the first Daniel Craig James Bond movie called
Yes.
Royal Casino.
Casino Royale. Jacob, did you watch the second movie? Or
Yes, I did, my
Casino
friends. I
Royale
came
with
prepared.
cheese.
I did my homework.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
okay, good.
Finally, good.
Because
Good
on
for
the
you.
phone, I forgot to mention. So it's very lucky that you watched that movie just out of your own instinct.
No, someone told me. I think Phil was like Casino Royale. I'm
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
it. We're
yeah.
watching. I heard
Oh.
it somewhere.
Oh,
Look
good.
at
And so I
that.
picked up on those vibes, and I was like, you know what? Royale Casino is one movie I haven't seen in a long time, and so it made a perfect bookend to "The Time Is Not Now to Die."
This time-
So I think it was good.
Well, there you go.
Guys, not only did
There is no
Phil
time.
upgrade his internet, I also upgraded my internet. I got another provider who my previous owners of the apartment put the internet box
Beautiful.
for that provider in the middle of the living
that's
room.
where everyone uses the
And
internet in the hallway.
Apple TVs and Xboxes are cabled.
All your apples are in one basket.
Good.
and it's better internet. And I was hooking up the cables, and I found a cigar behind the counter.
That's excellent.
So now
Look
I
at
have
that.
a cigar. So
Awesome.
James
Like
Bond.
3 years old. It's like, what's that called?
Aged.
Sawdust.
Aged.
aged in a cupboard.
Fine.
My
cigar.
previous owner's cigar. I'm taking it.
Awesome.
So Jacob, how have you been?
I've been good. I've been a busy man. I've been a busy man. I have a son now.
Oh
which is
yeah, that's
crazy.
right. Did you leave
You
before
birthed
your
a
son was birthed?
I did not birth a son, but I was. Yes, I left before my son was birthed, and then he's birthed,
Yes, you left
Well,
for
look
the
at that.
birthing.
and he's out in the world now. No, I've been really.
In college?
Really?
In college already?
He grew up so fast, you know.
I know.
Little Ruben. His name's Ruben.
I haven't seen him yet. He's already left house for college.
It's so
insane.
sad. Tim hasn't seen Ruben,
It's so sad.
and he's gone.
No.
He drove in that super
Oh.
fast car of mine.
That's what he was.
No.
He's your Uber driver.
I've been good. You know, it's total life change. You know, Tim, you know the ways.
I know.
Big change. You know, first month was hard. You know, it was like difficult. You know, my life changed overnight, and then gradually, kind of, you know, set into that role, and you kind of just, you know, you just sort of see all the goodness in being a father, and you see your son growing up, and it's beautiful. You know, he has beautiful eyes. I like looking at his eyes, and he's learning so much. You know, now he's trying to say words. And he's, you know, his favorite word is "agoo," and
I go.
me and my wife are trying to know
How
that
learn
must
it
mean
of him.
something. You know, "agoo," and it's just amazing. You know, so I don't know what to say. I mean, just crazy times. You know, I was last in the podcast.
Very exciting times.
Very exciting times.
In the words of
But
APOC.
speaking of time,
Not
time
Apoc.
has
Tag,
disappeared for me. There is no time anymore, as Tim, you know.
No time to die.
No time
Time
to
is
die, no
gone.
time to live either.
No time to live. The time to live is
Yeah.
Ruben is sleeping and it's 10 p.m. and then the baby monitor is on and we're like, let's watch something. And then 1 hour later, oh, let me go check.
The poo-poo.
He's fine. And then go back down. That's
You
kind of
guys
how
adjusted
it
probably
goes.
because I think like the first period, I remember it's like it's just
Oh, I
the
can't
the
believe
poop,
this.
the eat and the sleep.
Mhm.
So it's like you know you're still in that like poop sleep eat
Poop, sleep,
poop
eat.
sleep eat
But now he's doing
laugh
more,
a bit.
couple more things. Laugh, exactly. Laugh a bit. That's where we're at
Yeah.
now.
Oh, he's laughing. Yeah.
Mhm.
He's
His
not just
poops are-
pooping,
his
they're
poops are
laughing as well.
nuclear, my friend. Ooh, the smell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, this is not a baby podcast, but the transition from the sweet smelling like curry looking stuff to the actual shits is like what? It's like
Well, see,
like
let's
these
see,
are cute.
Agatha,
Oh, little poo poo.
Agatha had the
And then
sweet
it's like-
curry, but Ruben has green nuclear waste
Oh
curry.
no! Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's a formula baby, and his
Yeah.
his poops are so like they literally smell like toxic. It's like the fumes. You're like, oh, Ruben, how do you produce this?
They're green.
They're
just
green,
like
green
the
curry,
toxic
yeah.
Oh
sludge.
man.
Yeah,
Wow.
this isn't the baby podcast, but
Insanity.
if you listener out there are ever
Well,
going to
look,
have
man.
kids, those are some things to look forward to. Is just poop smeared everywhere, and you
poop,
just
yeah.
clean that up and.
Oh, big
Yeah.
important question. We had a
Yeah.
girl. We're having a boy soon, but we had a girl. So you got
Yeah.
a boy. Did you get peed on yet? Like straight up
Yes.
projectile.
A couple of
yeah.
times for sure. So Ruben has
I
this
saw it.
thing where he
I witnessed it happen.
you witnessed
looking
you
forward
witnessed
to
the
that.
pee-pee.
Yeah, I witnessed
He
the
has
puppy.
this little nifty trick of his where when we're changing him, right? When one of us just moves away from him for like a split second, that's when his pee attack happens. And his pee attack
Oh,
is
he's like,
just,
come back.
yeah, he's like
The lasso
and
of
then
pee.
you come back and you see like, but I just cleaned you, and he has like pee, and then you have to like clean that. And sometimes when you're cleaning his willy, it just, so
just
those
fires
are some
back at
things
you.
to look forward to,
Oh,
Tim.
wine.
So listen, question with the Willy P attack. Do
Yeah.
you get like a little bit of a warning time?
No, that's the thing. You get no warning time, so it's like
No, like just
Kids
little
full
rise?
blast.
No?
no full blast.
No. That's the full blast. Like old people can't pee. Kids, it's like it's like it's like an old person when you go to pee. It's like 0, 10,
Like the tap is slow.
20. Tap is
Oh,
kids is
Full
0
pressure.
to 100 within a millisecond.
okay.
It's just like
true.
it's
true.
like
And-
there's
and-
nothing.
And the
There's
funny
no
thing is,
warning
like, there's a couple of times where I'm like cleaning him, and I'm thinking to myself, like, gotta remember to watch. He's gonna pee any minute, right? And then you think about something else. You're thinking about something else,
That's
and
when
then
he
all of a sudden,
strikes.
and we're both like shocked. So
all right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I can
think
that
imagine
concludes the
what
baby segment.
I can
Yeah.
imagine what TwoFold would be like. with all three of us.
I think like Phil, besides the spoiler warning, you might have to go back in time and do
the intro.
Baby warning, baby trigger warning, so people who don't like babies, they can skip.
Hey, listen, listen.
yeah.
This is a special episode, and if you don't like talking about babies and being parents, you can move on to whatever the number is on the description. Go check it out.
You can move on to James Bond, who murders people.
And is a father.
Yeah.
So.
And is a father. The spoilers. You should do the spoilers as well.
And there's also spoilers, obviously.
Yeah. All right. So, Jacob, since you have no time to live or die, you went to the cinema to see James Bond. You saw some trailers, haven't you?
Well, it was a local cinema, which is like this cultural center. So it's like a sort of makeshift cinema. The theater is used for other purposes, not just movies. We only had one trailer. The trailer was for it was for like a Soprano story, something like that. You guys know about that?
What?
This is lame.
That's so lame.
I was going to ask you about like all these movies you probably are not aware of. Like, what's your reaction?
I didn't go to the
Did you see
multiplex.
Sopranos?
Oh man. Well, Tim, I got.
What did you see?
I got The Matrix Resurrections, my friend.
I did too.
I was so excited. I was so excited.
Because you guys are multiplex boys.
I enjoyed the trailer more in the cinema than I did on the
Me
TV.
too.
Good.
I got a little pumped.
Too bad Jacob's missing out on this.
Yeah, it didn't look TV like. It looked more movie like on the big
out.
screen. Yeah, too bad Jacob's not on the.
And then there was Dune.
Did you guys do?
And Eternals.
And
Dune,
Eternals.
and
Me too.
Matrix.
I got the same thing.
Did you guys
There we go.
call each other during the Matrix trailer in the cinema?
Phil, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped. Hey, Jacob, you can't get
You
away
guys,
from
I
this.
thought
You're
Dune
with us
came
on
out.
Matrix. You're with us on Matrix.
Of course,
We're a
100%.
team. We're a team.
100%. Apparently, Dune came out. I saw someone online on the internet. They said something.
Yeah,
I watched Dune recently, and it's like, I guess that's out.
Yeah, I think,
It's
Tim,
out.
I think that's just going to be our next one. We're going to pump that one out as fast as we can.
I hope so. I have been preparing more
been
than
reading the book?
any man has
Been
ever
reading
prepared
the
for an
question.
episode.
For you, before we start,
I won't reveal
what was
secrets
the
yet.
best movie experience that you had since
2019?
since no since I left the show? What was the best movie? Like hands
Green
down
Knight.
best. Okay, Green Knight was the best. And what was the most fun episode?
Don't ask me. I don't know.
I don't ask.
I have no idea, man. Those things like they go and they come and they go.
They come and they go.
It's like a flusher.
Well,
Yep,
I have
yep.
to tell you that
On the next
I enjoyed listening to the Space Jam one because my favorite moments were number one, Michael Jackson. He was amazing in the Space Jam film. I laughed out loud at Michael Jackson. He was awesome.
Yeah,
And I
it's great-
also
great
couldn't
basketball
believe
guy.
I also couldn't believe how bad that movie sounded like, the Space Jam Ultimate Universe or something.
Yeah, the more I the more I reflect on it and the more time passes, the more that I'm so angry.
that was
at
just
film.
horrible.
It's Bizarro World, and it's bizarre because so much money went into the CGI. It's like,
And
it's
when
just
you guys
strange.
said like the granny in the Matrix, and I was like, what are you guys talking about? This sounds like 2000s humor.
It was.
and you haven't seen the half of it.
Yeah.
Like there's more
No.
Matrix stuff in there. It's like it's
It's not.
And then I
fun.
gotta admit that I struggled through the Jungle Cruise one because that one sounded like
We struggled
backyard
through watching that.
Disney.
Yeah, we did.
I'm
We
so, I
struggled
was
through
just thinking,
watching
I'm
it.
so blessed. I didn't have to watch that movie. I
true.
felt genuinely blessed. I was like, my life. Whew.
That one was a
sounds
doozer.
horrible.
That was a misfire on that one.
And then my
We
goodness,
shot
I would have
ourselves
fallen
in the
asleep
leg.
at that old film, the original Jungle.
Oh,
or whatever you guys watched.
The African Queen. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I liked
Okay.
it.
Good.
I like the film.
All right.
I like
Okay.
the
All right,
film.
let's do
Okay,
this.
so let's do it. Come on, man. It's time. James
How we
Bond.
doing,
You guys
Bond.
know? Okay, so here's an idiot moment for me.
Okay.
Did you know that I just learned that James Bond movies are based on books?
You know what? I somehow thought you would learn that now. I don't know why, but I thought
no
that might
idea. I
be
was
the
like-
case.
It's like, who's
Because
this
I-
Ian Fleming guy? And I was
Oh
like, what's
wow,
this?
Tim! Wow, because like there's so
feel
many
like-
people
let me-
who are fans of James Bond, and we are.
Yeah.
None of us are like in any way like super James
Well,
Bond.
this is
fans.
what I wanted to find out.
and I love this.
who-
Let's keep talking. Come on.
Who of us has sort of seen the most Bond films? That's a great question. I want to know.
That's what I wanted to bring up as well. Let's start there. Let's do it.
I made a really big discovery about myself that I am not really a James Bond guy, and especially not these Daniel Craig ones. I'm just like, I rewatched all the new ones, but I was just like, it was really good to see like Casino Royale going to whatever this Don't Die
Don't Die tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it like a
Today Don't
discovery.
Die.
Like, it's like I don't. I completely understand what they're going for. Especially, it starts off very realistic, and then it has some elements of like the schlocky, male fantasy, larger than life, James Bond, quirky, not like like kind of schlocky stuff. And then it kind of throughout the series, it kind of switches like at like some kind of in between, like halfway there.
Stop. Between the series, you mean the whole series or just the Craigs?
No. From Craig's. I mean, the whole series flip flops all around, but from Craig's definitely. And then I don't like Craigslist, and it's funny that like I was like, I'm not like, I can see why people like it, and I don't judge it at all. But for me, the combination of it being between, it's not like the drama, like realistic, emotional drama's there. But it's not too crazy out there, nor is it too schlocky with all the...
Are you saying that the Craig Bonds are like The Dark Knight for you?
I like even this one, like I could never get emotionally invested. I kind of find it funny the entire time. I think I like if in the modern times, if you look at James Bond, I kind of like the making fun of, but more like an endearing way, like a loving way. Think of like Archer, or think of like that one Mike Snow music video where it's kind of like, yeah, we understand it's like really silly, this kind of stuff, like the old James Bond movies are, but we kind of love them, so we used it, and then you create the drama from there. You kind of take it not so seriously, and you create... This one's like an in-between. I could just never... Like, I remember...
Interesting.
For this movie, you had to remember like a lot from the Spectre stuff. Even,
man.
And a lot from the Skyfall stuff. And I love Skyfall for all the wrong reason. I just like how it looks, but I don't know what happens in that movie.
Skyfall.
Deacons,
I don't know what happens in that movie. So it's like I was just watching this. I'm like, stuff is happening.
All right,
it's good.
well,
I just like...
I get it.
That's my Daniel Craig.
I get
it's just somewhere in between, like a weird in between movie that I just watch as a movie.
Yeah,
and not
I think those are all very good points. You know what I want to do? I wanted to go back really quick and sort of just touch base on the Bond movies in general.
The Bond movies in general. That's what I wanted to look at.
Like you said, Tim, a lot of different phases. I mean, we don't have to go through every single like Bond actor, but definitely I know that.
I mean, they were there since the 1960s. Like Dr. No came out in 1962. You know what I mean?
When was this
It's
written?
a whole legacy of things.
Was it 50s?
The book?
Start of
50s,
Cold Era?
Probably.
Yeah. Ian Fleming.
Like the Cold War era, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one is Casino Royale.
Yeah. Because listen, there's an interesting story behind that. Because actually, the rights. Oh man, Phil probably knows more about this. But like,
talking about
Eon
Thunderball?
Productions, they own the movies, right? And the Broccoli family.
Yeah.
They're like the production.
That's his last name, man. He's the one who produced like Albert Broccoli.
That's
It's
awesome.
his
That's
name.
his last name, Broccoli.
He's the producer of all the James Bond films until
his family lineage, right?
Yeah, and then his daughter.
Took over and
His
stuff.
daughter did the
When was
later
the first James
Barbara.
Bond movie that came out?
The latest one or the first one? Dr. No was the first one.
Because I'm looking at the
Sean Connery.
last Ian Fleming novel. They did some novels afterwards. Was in 1966. When was the first James Bond movie? Was it after?
No,
Dr. No was in 1962.
60s. Yeah.
1960?
old.
Okay, so he was still
62.
writing novels as the movies were coming out. Okay.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that I think that these, what I want to say, the Bond films just essentially went through all kinds of different life cycles depending on the main lead, right? Who was playing? Who was playing Doctor Who? Who was playing James Bond? Also, like the directors, the writing. I think also there was these like, I think the James Bond series is like classically known that there's like it's very hit and miss. You know, like you'll have a really good one, like a really crap one, and then like the Roger Moore era is like they're all
The
very
Roger Moore
samey,
era, dude.
campy. And then you have like the one-off, right? The Timothy
Yeah.
How
Dalton.
many did
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
watch, guys?
Well,
Actually,
that's what I want to know. That's why I wanted to even
know,
start with
too.
the topic right now. So, which ones have you seen?
Okay.
I'm going to go through them, and I'm just going to name them, and you say yes or no.
Okay,
Ready?
and we say yes or no. Okay, yeah.
All right.
How many are there?
There's
thousands of them.
25.
No. Rapid fire.
That's it?
Let's
Rapid
go.
fire. Let's go. Dr. No.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. No, yes. From Russia with Love.
No idea.
Not sure.
From Russia with
Bill, you
Love.
have to answer them
Gold-
too.
Yes.
You're
I've seen
part
it.
of the podcast.
I've seen it, but I don't remember what happened. But apparently it's the second best James Bond movie.
Lightning round.
Goldfinger.
Yes.
Yes.
Thunderball.
The lady turns gold,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Mhm.
Thunderball.
Thunderball, yes.
No idea.
You Only
There
Live
is scuba
Twice.
divers. Don't think so.
No idea.
On Her Majesty's Secret
Hey, Phil.
Service.
Can you tell us the title and the actor?
Okay,
Wait,
what?
This was the last. Oh, who's George Lansby?
George Lazenby was the guy who they replaced Sean Connery with because Sean Connery was done, as you know, and
I'm going too far. Let's
he
finish
was
the list.
he was the only James Bond with one James Bond movie, and it was On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and it was about skiing, and
Nope.
it was actually
Never
quite
saw
good.
that.
It's the one where the dun 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 dun
No,
dun,
the song,
came
yeah.
out, yeah, with
The Propeller Head song.
All right, Diamonds Are Forever with Sean Connery.
No.
Don't know.
Live and Let Die.
I have to look at these
Roger
images.
Moore's starting movie. No.
Yes.
I only saw Moonraker
No.
from George.
Me too. Me and Jake watched Moonraker when we were kids.
Oh, and
Moonraker,
Octopussy
that's
as well.
And then Man with
Seen
the
that
and we
one.
saw Man with the Golden Gun, and I really hated it.
Christopher
that was
Lee.
just such with.
Oh no, I
Christopher
saw the
Lee.
Golden Gun as well.
Yeah, Christopher Lee
Roger Moore.
who played Scrummage, as Jake used to say when we played
With
the
3 nipples.
the James Bond Nightfire on multiplayer.
That's
Three
right.
nipples. For Your Eyes Only.
Not sure.
The Spy Who Loved Me. I haven't seen
Not
any
sure.
of the Roger Moore movies except for Man with the Golden Gun and Moonraker. That's it. Honestly,
need
Everyone
to
knows
watch
Moonraker
more.
because
I've
they
seen
bang
all
in
of
the
these.
on the space in
But
the
then
end.
there's
yeah.
what?
Don't they bang in the space in the
Bill's
they do.
interested in the banging in the space. Tell him more.
end?
Okay, and there's Zero Gravity as well. Remember, like they were like in space and it was zero gravity. So there
That's true.
is
There is zero gravity.
So then Timothy Dalton only had 2 movies: Living Daylights and
Mhm.
License to Kill. I
Saw
saw
that.
Living
Didn't
Daylights.
see the second
I
one.
saw it again. Pretty good, honestly. Pretty good.
Which
film.
one is the one
It's
where
in
it's
Vienna.
like
Takes
filmed
place
in?
Vienna.
No,
It's right, Vienna.
they say it's in Slovakia, but it's not. It's filmed in Vienna.
Tim, The Living
Hmm.
Daylights takes place
What?
in Vienna because they go to the Prata. Remember, they go to the Prata. We saw.
Oh, which one is the one that says it's taken in Bratislava? They actually filmed some stuff in Bratislava. Actually,
Don't know.
The Living Daylights, maybe
Hmm.
with Timothy Dalton because they're so close together.
it was
and-
definitely a Timothy Dalton one. Because I know my brother said he saw the set.
Really?
It must have been '89 one.
I remember James
License
Bond. He
to
makes
Kill.
a stop in Zagreb in From Russia with Love, I think. Anyway, keep going on the list, Phil.
Anyway, License to Kill is the other Timothy Dalton one.
Nope.
Haven't seen that one either. Then there's the Pierce Brosnan ones, and that's GoldenEye.
Saw those all.
GoldenEye, and then Tomorrow Never Dies, and then The World
Tomorrow
Is Not
Never
Enough.
Dies was one of my favorite movies as a kid. We rented it on VHS. I think I watched it like 3 times.
Wait.
I was
I think you mean The
enamored.
World Is Not Enough.
Sorry, that's the one. That's correct.
Yeah. The World Is Not Enough is with the guy that can't feel.
Yeah.
The World
I
Is
don't think
Not-
I like that one.
That's with Denise Richards, right?
Yes, The World Is Not Enough.
I've seen
Tomorrow
that one.
Never
Okay.
Dies.
Yeah.
Saw it once. Guess what? Tomorrow Never Dies, directed by, this is an inside thing, Roger Spotswood.
There he is, Spotswood.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Die Another Day, which is
I didn't see it.
by
you
far the
missed
best James
World's Not
Bond.
Enough. That's the movie that I like.
yeah, that's the one that I said. Yeah, I told you. Yeah. And then there's Casino
And then Die
Royale,
Another Day.
Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre, No Time to
So,
Die.
Tim, this is a great. I don't know how much you guys have read upon, or I want to touch on the era of what happened with James Bond. So, Die Another Day came out right in 2002.
yeah.
And it was
Yes.
basically an end of an era of these terrible, cheesy. Like if you look at GoldenEye, like GoldenEye was still like okay, right? Like that was a good 90s
GoldenEye
kind of film,
is one of the best ones in my opinion. Yeah.
action film.
But are
right?
they-
90s?
Yeah, it's an
I
action
know they
film.
like jump the shark with like realism, but did the movies also get terrible as far as like writing and stuff?
Yeah. They just got. I think they just got worse. Like Die Another
They
Day
just-
is just like the peak badness of like the
Yeah,
modern
yeah.
Bond like series.
Just
Pierce was
one-liners
kind
all
of
the
on his way
time.
out.
He's just with his puns.
Like think about
like
it was like peak level. You know how like back in the 60s and 70s, the gadgets were all fun and campy, right? Like the cars and the missiles in the cars. And the
Roger
shooting
Moore is
pens and
definitely
stuff.
definitely like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And what happened was in the Pierce Brosnan era, as it just kept going, is like they just went nuts with that. Like he had an invisible car, like it was literally invisible. You know, like the villain had this like crazy scheme.
No,
where
he had a moon set like a laser coming from this, like it's taking the power from the sun and it's like shooting at James
beaming
Bond
into the world.
Yeah.
And just like really, you know, like out there stuff.
And the villain was like, I think he was a North Korean dictator son, except he had like plastic surgery so good that he became a white British man.
Well, exactly.
That's amazing.
And the whole story was about like this
beautiful.
weird plastic surgery and them taking over the world, and it was just really campy. And there was like you know, Halle Berry, and you know, it was a lot of like
there was just Halle Berry
objectification, right? Like the intros were just all just women, you know, and it's like he just you know,
wait,
you know, wait, misogynist Bond stuff. That just got like peak
Judi
levels.
Dench was M in those movies as well?
Yes, and Judi Dench was M in
that.
Yeah, in the Pierce Brosnan
Wait,
one.
so this is all canon? That's
no,
all
it's not.
Like
no.
Well, listen, that's what I'm getting to. And then what happened was
okay,
they finished that era, and they were like, you know, done with that, and they were trying to think of right like what to do. I was actually, by the way, guys, I did research. You won't believe it. I was reading this article about Daniel Craig in GQ. I found it on Google. I Googled Daniel Craig, James Bond, and it was like the second article. It was actually a really interesting article. He was talking about his background and stuff like that. And he was talking about what happened with like James Bond and how things changed. And essentially they were saying like, you know, 9/11 happened and they like didn't have time to rewrite the script. You know, like they were saying, you know, it's a bygone era. The world has changed and we're writing this crappy movie. It's too late. We have to put it out there. They finished and they're like, you know, we can't make these movies anymore. It's like, you know, they just don't match anymore what people expect in terms of audiences, right? Like movies are starting to get like action movies are starting to get a little more sophisticated, darker, more, you know, elemental, like more stripped down. And then this is where I wanted to get into the controversy of, I don't know if you remember this, Tim, but when Daniel Craig was cast as James Bond, I remember this vividly because
I remember nothing.
Me and Phil, right? We found out about that. Remember, we kind of like were keeping tabs. Like we would like read IMDb and stuff like that, and we'd get movie news, and we'd have friends who would also be into movie news and stuff like that. And I remember when we should link this when this image came out, like the press release of Daniel Craig, as Bond. He's holding this gun with a silencer tuxedo, and he has this like sort of slick back hair. And my goodness, I was reading a little bit about it, and it's all true. I remember it vividly. Like the controversy, the backlash. Everyone was like, "This is not Bond." You know, this is like they miscast.
It's James Blonde. James Blonde.
I even read there was websites saying that like, you know, James Blonde, not JamesBond.com, and like, you know.
But wait, isn't like Sean Connery blonde?
No.
What?
He has dark hair.
He's dark hair?
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
You know, and everyone was saying like how Daniel Craig like he can't pull off, you know, because everyone was expecting him to be the same character, you know, suave, you know, martini drinking, womanizing guy, and like you can't do that. And it's just so funny because it just reminded me how this happens all the time. Like anytime someone is cast who's like not fitting what the audiences think, just hate. Remember those people who hated the idea of the Lord of the Rings movie?
Oh yeah,
I don't know. This is all like me pre-internet, so I had no idea if anyone was hating on anything.
Yeah, I guess it's just because we had the internet and we had like friends, and you know we had friends. We didn't have friends. No, I meant we had friends.
I had no friends
reading this kinds of news, and so you kind of like
mountains.
You kind of soak up some of the stuff and get a feel for what's happening. And I remember that vividly that he was cast as James Bond, and I think even I was like, you know, doesn't look like it's gonna be good James Bond.
What did Daniel Craig do before that?
That's
he was in a Kid in King Arthur's Court.
Really?
And Layer Cake. I guess Layer Cake is another.
A Layer Cake, yeah, that was good. He was like very James Bondian Layer Cake. Like,
listen to this, guys.
Stuff.
So when the movie came out, I only knew Daniel Craig from one movie. Do you know what it is? I'll let you guys guess.
No. Let me look
Tomb
at his
Raider.
movies.
Tomb
Lara
Raider.
Croft.
Oh yeah, Tomb Raider.
And that's what I remember him from. And then
keep
and I'm reading this
forgetting he's
GQ
in
article, and it's just like all these, art house movies. I'm like, I haven't seen any of those, but I have seen Tomb Raider.
I have seen Tomb Raider.
Oh, he was
Anyway,
in
that was my
Munich
story.
right before that.
Anyway,
the
Jacob,
Steven
continue.
Spielberg.
And then what happened was, they wrote the script, and the idea, from what I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, is that they stripped it down. I think it was like a reboot, basically, because the movie, right, Casino Royale starts with James Bond getting his 00 status because he has 2 kills, right, 00. And so the whole idea was like rebooting the franchise, making everything stripped down, cleaner, making it like a thriller, an action film, and no more, fluff. So I think it's a really interesting story because, and then it was very successful when it came out, Casino Royale. So,
Oh yeah. That's a nice story. Yeah, I mean,
I know nothing of these things, so it's good to hear. What's behind
because
the
like
scenes?
we used to
context
watch
behind
some
the
of our
films.
we used to watch some of our James Bond movies, with Pierce Brosnan, and I always thought that was like the best James Bond because he had those sharp features, and he was always doing one-liners. I'm checking out, and he gets out of the hotel. Remember that?
Yeah.
But instead of a hotel, it's at a hospital. He just punches out a guy and gets out.
Yeah.
I'm checking out.
Pretty bad.
And so I don't know. Like what I can remember, I do very accurately remember seeing Casino Royale in the cinema. I went. I think you went with me, and we went with our friend Caleb. And I remember this because I was sick. I was like, I had temperature. I'm like, I don't want to go.
No.
But I should because everyone else is going. I'm gonna go. And I sit down and I can still remember being in the cinema, and I can still remember the scene where the bomb maker guy who was doing all of the parkour running away from him. He jumps through the little slit up on the top of the wall, and then James Bond comes in and just busts through the wall instead. Remember that?
Yeah.
And continues chasing him. I laughed because I was like, that's the new James Bond. That's what we're going for.
But here's the question: did you think it was good, or did you think it was lame, or did you not care?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I liked it. I enjoyed it, and
that's cool.
I watched it again just for this podcast, and I think it's like probably gonna be my favorite James Bond movie.
That's interesting.
I think it's great.
I really did watch it in cinema.
So good.
I think I watched it. I have the 2 movies, like Quantum of Solace and Casino Royale mixed, because I think I watched them together. I thought the ball slapping scene was in Quantum Solace. I was confused. I was like, oh, the
Quantum
ball thing
Balls.
Quantum Balls is happening. I forgot. I thought it was in the second movie. But
that's what they say in the movie. They're like,
guys,
how does it feel, Bond, to have your quantum solaced?
It's interesting.
Your quantum.
Daniel Craig said in the GQ interview that I read, the seminal GQ interview, he said that they didn't have a script for Quantum of Solace. They just went and shot it.
Yeah, because of the writer's strike.
Yeah. It just said slap balls.
So bad. Yeah, that was it. That was like the one page.
No, that was in Casino Royale.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was
Casino
scripted.
Royale. That was a Royale slap.
So I don't remember anything, to be honest, besides like I when I was rewatching Casino Royale, I just remember 2 things. One, of course, the balls, but I thought it was in the second movie. And then him like being drugged and like getting CPR in his car.
Yeah. That's one of the also things I remember very much.
The rest, I had no idea. Completely blank. Like I don't remember that movie at all.
Here's a question, Tim.
Wow.
Like, when did you drop into the whole Craig series? Because obviously we were out there going to the cinema and stuff. When did you pick up on that, and what happened with you?
I watched them together, so it must have been after Quantum Solace. Like
wait, you watched Royale and Quantum Slap?
Yep. Yeah, like together.
Quantum Slap.
So they're like mixed and together. And then Eva Green dying. I also thought it was in the second movie.
Yeah. And then you went and watched Skyfall in the cinema, obviously, because that was already 2012 cinema times.
I went to see. I don't know what the reason was to see Skyfall, because I didn't care about James Bond, honestly.
Right. We're establishing this now. Yeah.
I didn't know who Roger was
Albert
at that
Broccoli
point.
Was.
Roger.
I watched the movie and then I was like, what the hell is going on with this cinematography? This is insane. I need to know what is happening. I can't, like, this movie's so boring, but my eyes are bleeding how beautiful
it
this
looks
is.
so good.
It's just like, this is great. So,
yeah.
And then I went to see Spectrum because why not? I already saw the first three movies.
Was that
I might
also
as well watch
Deacons?
this. No,
I don't
Deacons
think
was
so.
gone.
Oh, he's gone, long gone.
And that was a Steven
Deacons-
pile of shit. That was the Spectrum.
So listen,
I was
it's interesting
confused.
that-
That's the weirdest thing. With Spectre, all I remember is the Scooby-Doo moment where M is driving a little car with Moneypenny, and they're like trying to help James Bond as best as they can, and they're going into some hijinks. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I
We
don't
talked
remember
about
anything
it
of
on
Spectre.
the podcast. We talked about Spectre. I have vague memories of us talking about Spectre.
Like a review or
Yeah.
something. Like end of the year review.
I think it was
maybe.
the end of the year thing we used to do. Like at the end of every year, we talked about
that's
movies.
right. I haven't seen Spectre since.
Honestly,
'Cause,
I
like-
don't remember anything of that movie because I remember Skyfall. Because it's interesting because Casino Royale was 2006, right? And then
Yeah.
Quantum Ballsack was 2008, and then 2012 was Skyfall. So that's 4 years later. It's a
Yes.
pretty big gap,
Sky
right?
Mall.
Everyone kind of forgot,
Yeah.
And then Sky Mall comes in and was like, "Let's go watch Bond." And then it's interesting. Skyfall was pretty like big, I think, because it was like I think pretty well written script. You know, it's like an intriguing.
Oh no, it was
story.
good. It was good, man. Yeah,
And I
watch it
remember a
again,
lot
actually.
of it, like
Yeah.
sort of the feel. And then I think Spectre, I honestly don't remember anything. I remember there was that woman, right? Madeline, is that her name? She was
Yes,
in
that's
that.
what I remember.
and she was like an
Also,
assassin.
he raped Monica Bellucci.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
We talked
I
about
remember
that.
now.
That was really rapey.
Yeah.
That was weird.
It was very rapey. Yeah, that was very weird. It was just
Anyway.
like out of nowhere. And then Spectre came out, and then this movie comes out, right? This is like the final.
yeah.
This movie was supposed to come out in 2019, and then it was supposed to come out in April 2020, and then it
Yeah.
was supposed to come out in summer 2020, and then it was supposed to come out in fall
And they were like,
2020.
"Oh, just give it to him."
And then at
Just
the end, it's
give it
just
to 'em.
October 2021.
Everyone's
we are.
old already.
Okay, let's talk about it. Come on,
Let's do it.
guys.
Wait,
We're here
wait.
to talk-
Okay, few things.
This is
before.
classic
So
TwoFold.
some things changed, Jacob,
Okay.
since you left.
What?
We don't do the whole talk about the first movie, then talk about.
Yeah,
the
we
second.
mix it up.
We don't do. We mix it up,
That's right.
and
Yeah, no.
that's
I
the
got
first
my-
thing. And second thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you got your notes? Okay, good.
No, I said I got my gin, I got my water, and mixing it up. That's all I wanted to say.
Good. I
No
just
notes.
got wine
You
and
know
water.
me, notes.
But Phil was talking about Casino Royale parkour, and I just want to say for Casino Royale, it was a nostalgia blast.
Yes,
I'm gonna-
right.
I'm gonna list out some things
Parkour.
that I wrote down.
Okay,
Well, first of all,
go.
obviously
the
parkour.
hardcore parkour.
Parkour was a really big
That's
thing
popular.
in movies in the
It
2000s,
was.
And it was like on
Yeah.
YouTube,
It was everywhere.
everything. Yeah.
right?
Okay, number one, parkour.
Orange and teal. Which you didn't think you're gonna see that in a while. I was like,
Was it?
What's
really
with the
orange and
grading?
teal-y?
it was very blue and yellow, but it was in between orange
Okay.
and teal and blue and yellow. It was like super great.
Kind
It was
of.
like I was having like flashbacks of Mission Impossible 3, which is just like
That's
eyes
true.
are dying.
Orange and blue. Orange.
Sony Ericsson phones. I haven't seen
Mhm.
those in a while.
Yeah,
Oh, Tim, I
right.
have another one to add. Vio laptops. See those?
Sony
Haven't seen
Vaio
those
was
in 30
amazing.
years.
CDs. He was like copying into CDs. He was burning some CDs, like
Mm,
looking through some
DVDs.
CDs.
His DVDs, man, it was great. On
Just
the
great.
new Sony Blu-ray player.
Mm.
Exactly. Is Evergreen has got like the panda eye makeup, like all black. I was like, I haven't seen that in years. Like,
What?
you know,
The
like,
panda
Panda
eye
eye
that?
makeup. Oh,
well,
when
you know,
have
like the eyeshadows that goes like all over their eyelids. Like that's something you haven't seen since
raccoon
2010.
look.
Raccoon
Yeah.
eyes, panda eyes.
Yeah,
Oh, you're not talking about
It's
James
just a
Bond.
very
You're talking
specific-
about like
Eva Green.
Evergreen.
Okay.
Not James
okay, sorry.
Bond. Didn't have
Sorry,
makeup.
I was confused.
Evergreen.
I was like,
What's her
what are you
name?
talking
Vespa.
about? Yeah,
Vesper Lind, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. True.
So that was amazing. Like just seeing all those things you haven't seen in a while. Because I don't remember
Yeah, that was
anything from the
cool.
first movie. So
Also, guys, this is an aside, but did you notice? I don't
Yeah.
know if you remember this. I think Heineken like sponsored all the Craig movies because every
Really?
single movie has a Heineken product placement, and I noticed that even the latest movie there was a Heineken when he was at the bar.
Oh, you noticed the Heineken? Because I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
thinking there was some kind of controversy about
Phil, do
like
you remember?
James Bond shouldn't be drinking Heinekens.
I think it was in Quantum of
Solas.
Testicles. He was drinking
That's the movie that
They're
where
in
the
one space
testicles
at the
don't
same
happen.
time.
I
You
know, but
never
that's the
know
point.
where
That's the
they
joke.
are.
Roll with it.
Yeah.
And he's holding this beautifully rendered Heineken drink when he's in
Oh,
bed.
I know,
with some
yeah.
Like
girl.
with the water
With
droplets
the ice.
on the side.
Yes.
Yeah,
And he has
yeah.
that. It was perfect. It was so bad. But I think they really sponsored most of these films because I was watching Casino Royale.
Right.
Also Heineken somewhere in there in the background.
Huh.
I saw it. So interesting.
Nice.
Well, yeah.
In
amazing.
partnership with Sony, right? And Ericsson.
Yeah, well, Sony funded the whole movie. Yeah.
Sony,
Oh,
Sony
okay,
Bio,
whoops.
and like all
Makes
the ports,
sense, right?
It's good times. I love the shitty UI on all these like.
Yeah. I wanted to
spy
say
movies.
the UI. I
Makes
wanted to
no
mention that
sense.
because listen to this, Tim. I actually liked the UI better in Casino Royale when he's hacking the system. Remember on M's computer?
Casino Royale.
Yeah, and he's
Makes
doing
sense
this. Remember
more.
that cool interface where it's like zooming in on like the location where he's supposed to go.
Yeah,
the
because-
ocean bar.
These people-
no,
so
that was
cool.
funny. No, that was
Yeah,
hilarious.
listen. No, but listen.
With the GPS coordination,
This is a
why would it
pre-Google
do?
Earth era.
Why would it
Yeah.
do it? Why would it go like
Because
closer,
it's a
closer,
presentation. It's like, press play.
I
Good
think
user
okay.
experience.
If we're gonna talk about
When you
I
go to
always
Google
feel
Maps, when you go to Google Maps and you want to find a location and you put in the GPS coordinates,
Yeah,
it
well,
doesn't
Tim,
go like-
you didn't come from the Google Earth era. That's Google Earth. did
yeah,
that.
that's right.
Okay, Phil, what do you want to say? Sorry.
What do you want to
There's
say?
something about just like we listen to music in movies, the music doesn't exist, right? There is a dramatization of UI that you have to put into a film because I don't
that's
believe
why I wanted to ask you guys.
you're
What's
gonna-
your philosophical
Sure.
take on the UI?
That's what I'm going to
movies?
say. For a movie like James Bond, I'm not going to let it go for having cliches. And Tim, I think you're right that there's a little bit of a cliche in that zooming in moment.
Yeah.
But the UI has to kind of be cinematic as much as the entire heightened reality of a movie is as well.
I agree
You
with the
can't, You can't
point.
have like a boring,
No, here's the thing. I agree with the point, but I disagree with every single like execution. Because here's the thing. Because for UI
Okay.
for movies, they keep hiring motion graphic designers and graphic designers. If they decide a UX designer for that, because here's the thing. At this point, especially at this point,
you're trying to audition yourself.
no, yeah, exactly. At this point, people have been using for 20 years
Hire Tim.
software. Even the dumbest schmuck understands
This is
some
very
UX
true.
principles. And it's not like in the 90s anymore where you have to like in the hackers when they're going through the 3D world to hack.
Yeah, Vortex. Yeah.
You can
Johnny
use
Mnemonic.
some basic UX principle to convey what's going on, like going through, instead of doing this hilarious, like the presentation of like millions of files opening up and then
That's
like
what I wanted to say,
zooming
Tim.
through
I
things.
wanted to add to your point is that that's why I like the Casino Royale UI, not necessarily the Google Earth zooming in, but before he does that,
Yeah.
he's going through like a list of files, and it's
We
like
have
the
two
camera's
UX designers talking about the UI and James Bond. This is
Listen.
the topic of the podcast.
the camera angle was like at an angle where you could see like the mat of the screen, so it looked like a real screen, so it wasn't superimposed. Number one, let's get points for that. Second, the UI was
Yeah.
simplified enough where you could believe it's like an archaic system, whatever. They didn't update an MS6, like, 20-year-old system.
Yeah.
Kind of like almost like a black and
Yeah.
white command line thing, right? That's cool.
Mhm.
I don't like the Google Earth, but that's cool, right? But exactly to your point, what I don't like is in the new movie, right? You Don't Die Today is the official title. They have these, like you said, motion graphic, all these folders appearing, like, the folders have wings, they're like, and then the windows appear,
human
millions
can
of
actually
windows.
monitor that with their
No.
mind.
And my question is,
MI6 can.
how in the world does Q even like, where does he press, to like have stuff open up? And it's just everywhere. And then Bond's like,
What
can
does
you
he
please
do?
find me that file? He's like, yeah. He presses A for the villain's first last name. And
Like,
suddenly,
Let's dissect the moment. Like here's two suggestions, right? One, I think every person in this world had the experience of looking for a file through folders. And it's
Exactly.
not open thousands of windows. It's
No.
opening every goddamn folder and looking if it's there. That can build suspense. Imagine you're like there.
Exactly.
Oh, is it there? Second, search. Why does it why can't they go, oh, look for Bournemouth or whatever the fuck that guy's
and
name is?
he types in BO and it's auto suggest born. There he is.
Yes. Here there is.
Click.
40 files.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
it's like-
What are those files?
And it keeps growing. 1,000 files. 1 million files.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
suspense. Use common UX patterns to convey drama.
So that's
Stop
one.
hiring motion graphic people.
That's one solution, Tim. The second solution is
Yeah.
don't even show the screen. You don't have to show the screen. You can literally just film from the back of the monitor. Yes, you can do that. And you can just be like, shh, and then it's like, oh, there's, I think that's possible. I believe in that.
Welcome to the UX portion of this podcast.
Welcome.
Now we move on to our.
Let's talk
Here's
about
a comparison.
how-
Here's a comparison.
Okay.
Sorry, Philip. I'll let you have the second one. But this is something that you missed out, Jacob. You were gone. A thing we discovered that I noticed comparing these two movies. And if I would categorize them as form of action, it would be Casino Royale is more gun in the pants kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then No Time to Die is the tactical gear kind of guy. Did you notice this, Philip?
The what? Tactical gear?
So we noticed this thing that in modern movies, anything made in the last 15 years, back in the day, if you think of any action movie, even from Commando slightly to like, what's that move with Mel Gibson and the old guy?
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. Any of these action movies, it used to be a guy has a gun in his pants.
That's Action Hero.
And he just
has a gun in his pants. He just puts it in his pants.
Pulls
and
it
then
out,
he pulls
whips
it
it
out,
out.
and he's unlimited ammo in it, right?
Yep.
But
Desert Eagle.
it's not like special strap. It's just a handgun in his pants. And at
That's
some
so
point,
true.
any action hero has to have super realistic tactical gear where he has like 1,000 pockets, holsters, and like thousands of clips full of ammo, and then he always has the gun like up here, like indie guitar.
Yeah, like he's
players.
a SWAT.
And then he always has the trigger discipline, and he's like
pointing it everywhere.
And he also
he's like
holds
John
like the
Wicking it.
magazine. He holds the magazine.
it's like super realist.
like ready to reload the magazine.
Yes. And it's like, I get it, it moved to realistic, like SWAT guy kind of thing.
Mhm.
But at one point, I'd like to return gun in the pants guy at some
Gunslinger.
point. I mean,
I want gun in the pants guy too. But
actually, that's a
here's
good
the big
observation.
question. What would 10-year-old Jake prefer?
oh yeah, it's true.
Oh my
Gun and
goodness! I like
pants.
both. I was a Universal boy.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
I love Last Action Hero, right? Desert Eagle, Infinite Ammo,
Universal Soldier.
huge gun. But I also love
Yeah.
the tactical stuff. So
Hmm.
I think I probably would
Jake
like
would
the gun in
actually
the pants
draw
more guy.
like he would draw like a soldier, and he would draw all the separate gear
Yeah,
No.
next to it,
but I was actually more
and
into
write down army vest,
Lord of the Rings
straps.
stuff. That was my big phase.
Oh, then
Swords.
there's medieval weaponry
Swords.
as well. Yeah. Of course. So
So
anyway,
that's actually a really good
we didn't
observation.
even talk about No Time
Yeah.
to Die.
So you're
We were
saying
talking
that
about
No Time to Die is tactical and Casino Royale is
Yes.
gun in the pants.
He was very loose. Like, he doesn't have straps and things. He's just in a suit, and he's got a gun in his pants a lot of the times. He just pulls it out and shoots people. It's good. I like it. It's
All
more
right.
in the moment instead of like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Casino
yeah.
Royale.
I think I
For
agree.
me, Casino Royale, I just really enjoyed it so much more when I watched it again, and I was like so
So-
hooked, and I was
so-
just so.
does this
it
still
was so
hold up
exciting.
for you? Casino Royale?
Oh yeah, totally does. Like, I mean, there are obviously like the DVDs, and burn a CD or a DVD or something.
Right.
and,
Besides that,
there's that, but like I got the idea, and it's a strong idea, because like if you think about Bond, you think about the suave, charming guy who comes in. He's like
you need to come closer to the microphone. You're
He's-
kind of far.
And he's not. And this is the rough and tumble.
just
like,
the guest
really,
is already directing.
Well, you guys invited me, so I'm not part of the show. anymore.
No,
I
it's
can say whatever I
like
want.
what I want to say is it's like a pure spy story. It's like
Yeah,
it
like
blends what makes James Bond, but with that little emotional like through line. I don't think that ever happened in any of the other films.
Well, that was
I have a
the
question.
novel thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and but like they took out all the gadgets, right?
Superfluous.
No, the gadgets were gone, except the
Like, most of
defibrillator
them.
in his.
But that's
in a gun.
good because
that's-
it focused on the character of Bond. Like, who is James Bond? What does he do? And like, what is the basic gist of what a person like that would be in a post 9/11 world?
I got a
You know what
question
I
for you
mean?
guys. Right. So
And I love
this
that.
is what
I love seeing this.
this is what the movie's doing. Right. It's taking it. It's grounding it. Right.
Mhm.
It's taking James
Ground.
Bond and it's grounding it. And I want to know: are you emotionally invested in that? Because for me, let's say, like I was talking at the beginning, even the Casino Royale is a little bit funny because it's like it's a spy and MI6, right? It's a really super serious stuff.
Mhm.
Yet, for some reason, the main plot of this is there's a bad guy who has a lot of money and he's investigated some super weapon, right? Some bomb. The only way to get his money is to play poker against him. Is like,
See,
that's like a threshold for me that just like takes it from like and then it just like kind of like tips it. It's a bit like what? Which Cold War era spy would be playing poker to win? What was it, like $100 million? That's not a lot of money.
Not a lot of money. Yeah, because like I was thinking
Not a lot
the
of
exact
money.
same thing.
Just
It's
shoot
really
him in the face and be done with it. To be honest,
But then you won't know where the
Very-
money's coming from, and also you wouldn't know who he's working with. All his
Now,
contacts.
now you
That's
could
why
argue
they want to get him.
you could argue two things. So number
They want
one
him
is that
alive.
I think it's a very interesting point you mentioned too, and I actually agree with that.
mm-hmm.
But if we're comparing, see what I'm doing, guys? I'm doing your format for comparing
Good.
this to the
You're
new
learning.
film. You have to at least say that, like, $100 million is more realistic than freaking poison plant seller.
DNA poison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. That's
Wow.
interesting, right? But I do agree with your
Yeah,
points, and that was interesting because what Phil was saying, like, for you, Phil, the film still holds up. It's interesting to me. I was going into Casino Royale thinking like that it's going to be super solid, and I think it's a good
Mhm.
movie. But it's interesting that, like, looking at it now, later, I always thought that the plot was super complex, and the plot actually isn't very complicated, which is interesting.
have
And
to be.
It does
What's that?
flip flop around. Like he's
it doesn't
bad,
have to
he's
be
good,
complex.
he's bad,
It doesn't
he's
have to be
good.
complex.
Yeah.
But that,
I'm just-
but that I was gonna say that is like that's a spy story. That's like a James Bond spy story.
That's
This
true,
is a
true.
spy. That's a spy. There's a double
yeah,
agent.
no,
this
I'm not
guy's
saying it's
betraying
bad.
him.
But I'm just saying that, like, I think that the movie felt a little less strong. Like, I guess I expected a little more complexity. Because I'm thinking back, I kind of like overhyped it in my head, thinking like after watching the new Craig movies, like, Spectre, and then we watched this movie, I'm thinking like, ooh, back to the roots, when it was super, what's that called? Distilled, into like this, core
Yeah.
idea of James
Very
Bond.
direct.
And that's true, it is. But at the same time, I kind of felt like I thought it was going to be a little more complex than it was, which is interesting.
Okay.
But what I did like about Casino Royale, much better than this new movie, was just like that, like you guys said, harking back to the gun in the pants times. I do also like the times where the movie freaking had no music for like half an hour. That's so cool, for a blockbuster
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
That's great. And I think that this new, for instance, movie doesn't have any of that. Like, it's a modern, like you guys said, tactical,
Oh, it's a very long
high
modern.
action, and just like
Oh,
there's no time to breathe.
no time to breathe.
So I like that.
That's
from
the
Casino
title
Royale.
of the new movie. No Time to Breathe.
No time
I
to
like
breathe.
that, just
But
playing
like-
a poker game, very calm. I think that's cool.
That was great. Like, that's what I liked about it because it was simple. Like, I think that's what surprised me the most. I could, like, I'm not distracted by anything else. I'm listening to them I'm watching this movie tell a story, and it was really focused on this mission. And it's,
Yes.
I don't
Right,
know, am I
simple.
biased by saying it's so
Oh,
James
no.
Bondy? You know what I mean? Like, it had
There's
the
no
card games.
Spectre,
Yeah, there's no like
There's no
end of the
conversations.
world kind of stuff.
There is no someone coming from his past,
Oh,
to
yes.
haunt him. There is no relationship. It's just this is the mission and these are the adventures that happen.
And by the way, it doesn't even end, perfectly, which is nice.
And it's told
like the
well,
CIA
yes.
took the bad guy. James Bond almost loses.
It's a messy
the
it's a
money
messy
disappears. Stuff like that. It's
ending.
like,
Yeah.
sounds like
And James
realistic.
Bond, what I found the most interesting, and I mean you can disagree, but like when him and Vesper, I didn't see. Okay, on screen it wasn't. I didn't see it developing as well as the characters felt it did.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
But-
The chemistry.
Yeah, but what I loved about it was seeing how James Bond, they perfectly portrayed him as the ruthless, cold killer, only caring about this mission that he's going to do. Remember, he just busts into M's place and he's already just tinkering around with the computer.
Doesn't
he's
care
like,
about
and she's like, why are you
the
even
wife
here? And
that
he's like,
dies.
yeah, and he's just like, I'm doing the mission. That's what I am, 007. I'm doing it.
It's interesting.
And that's all he's focused on. No humanity. When Vesper comes in, they have a little chat. They go on this Casino Royale assignment together. He sees her shell shocked at some of the violence, and then then he softens up. And at the end, he gets so much emotion back, becomes more of a human, wants to retire. He's like, dear M,
his email was amazing. I tender my
Yeah.
resignation.
I'm on a boat in my shorts.
Chicken
tender.
I chicken tender my reservation with a McNugget.
You mean chicken king? I'm sorry.
And then, but like
Still
what I
haunts
loved
me.
about it, and at the end, she betrays him, and he's instantly back into just being cold and scary. And then that's how it ends, pretty much. It's like, that is James Bond. There he is.
Here's a
There he
question.
is.
That's actually a good point.
And
think
I
those are
like that. I like that. That's what I liked about Casino Royale so much.
very good points. I agree, except I don't agree with like watching this movie again. I didn't understand where the Vesper Bond relationship came from. That was
No, it
very,
wasn't
very,
like I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I get what you're saying. Conceptually, it makes sense, but like movie wise, I didn't understand what was going on there. She like overnight was like, "I love you," and I didn't understand that.
Nope, that absolutely.
And number two,
I-
this is also strange, strange vibes in terms of Bond was Bond for like a week, and then he wants to tender his chicken resignation.
Immediately.
Wasn't that kind of fast? Like, I feel like, wouldn't it be cool if they had done like before chicken
killings.
tenders, a couple of years, my friend, like
couple
6 years of
killing,
Bond,
ruthless killing.
ruthless killing. This is again,
Seducing the ladies, ruthless
yeah,
killings.
yeah.
Some
Ruthless killing,
martinis.
like, his kill count's like 100, and by then he's like you said, lost his soul, as he put it, almost, right? He's like, has like 1 inch left of his soul, and then when he meets Vesper, then he can chicken tender his resignation. Wouldn't that make more sense?
Or it could be like the first scene is like a flashback for a long time ago. This is how he started, and then like let's say 10 years later, he's
exactly.
I mean, they could have done that too.
They did that in this freaking
killing.
movie. They were like 5 years later. It's like it's nothing.
Oh yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
5 years.
It's
How about
Endgame.
10?
It's the Endgame. Everything's
5.
5 years later.
yeah, just 5. We need
But I
time.
make an important dramatic decision 5 years later.
But I want to mention something that Phil said, that it's like if you compare these two movies, it's like the Doctor Who finale, season finale, like syndrome that I just hate, that like these things keep creeping. It's especially the stuff was like, oh, it's his past, right? Comes in like that always ruins it. When something starts over and then they start pulling these things, it's his past. And when it's something that's
It's a
like
shorthand. It's like a writing
referencing
shorthand.
that's something that was in a previous version of it. Like, it's like you watch Doctor Who, and it's like these amazing villains of the week, right? They can destroy you in your sleep, or it's the Weeping Angels, and all these amazing, cool villains. And then it comes to the finale season, and you're like, what's it gonna be? It's the Daleks. And it's like,
Remember us?
exactly. And it's like,
because it's original.
it's a bucket. Kick it. It will fall. Like there's so many more amazing villains that were created. Leave it. But because it's like, oh, this is
Original?
the quintessential Doctor Who. This is the quintessential James Bond. You have to have these
agree.
things. It's like, oh my God.
You have to have Blofeld. He has to be there.
Blofeld. By the
Spectre
way,
has
did
to
you
be
notice
there.
that he was from
Spectre.
the old movies? I had no idea.
Yeah,
Blofeld
no
was-
idea.
Me neither.
But it sucks.
Blofeld is the arch enemy. It's very much like Sherlock, where it's like
the Sherlock.
variety.
It's Montenegro. What? Oh, by the way,
Yes.
Montenegro.
Montenegro.
Oh, here we
No,
go. Let's
okay.
talk about Montenegro.
Let's talk
Oh, here
about
it
the biggest
comes.
pet peeve of Casino Royale.
What?
That's not
The train.
Montenegro. I've
The
been to
train is not from
Montenegro.
Montenegro. 100%.
Montenegro is a shithole. I'm sorry, Montenegros, but
But isn't it
your
true?
place is a secret.
In the movie, they
Your
dressed it
place-
up like such a beautiful place, and it can't be that.
And then if
I
you
thought-
watch
I
the
thought
credits,
I thought every country has like at least some beautiful spots.
no, if you
Maybe
watch
like
the
one
credits,
corner.
and I sat down and I watched the credits, it's like,
Okay,
there's
what was
no
it?
way, none of this is Montenegro. I've been there. There's that place sucks. Maybe Croatia.
Where was it filmed?
Maybe looks like some of those places. Not a
Italy,
single
right?
Not a single scene was filmed in Montenegro. It was filmed in Prague and Italy.
Of course.
That's it. And France.
Of course.
All faked.
Prague is the Vancouver of Europe.
All faked.
Yeah, everything is faked.
Oh,
Yeah.
why did they do that? Why did they choose? What?
I don't
Why?
know. Do you know what my theory is? I have a theory. My theory is that
What?
like most of the audiences don't even know that Montenegro is a country. So they probably like, let's make it sound like an exotic place,
sounds so
like Montenegro. Where's
exotic.
that? Who knows? Somewhere in Europe, maybe not.
Sucks, man.
Maybe Asia. You know what I'm talking about though? It has to be that. And then they were like, we can
It has to
fake
be.
it up. And then they're like, this, whatever. And then
The train. It was. That
train,
started. I was
right?
like, a train like that has never passed Serbia.
The first thing my wife said was like, "That train is not from Montenegro," and I was like, "Really?
No.
What?"
Maybe in 1913 when the Orient Express was going from, I don't know, Vienna to Turkey, maybe.
But they did fake it up for sure. It's a very strange choice.
After the
else.
socialist era? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's like disgusting. Who knows?
But here's a compliment I can give to both of these movies.
Okay.
I love the sound design. There's at the end of Casino Royale, when this bad guy, Mr. White or whatever it is, he's actually connected to all these movies. He's the father of this new lady, Madeline, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't even know
it's all connected. I didn't know. Emma was telling me about all this stuff.
Yeah, Paula was telling me too. She was like, Mr. White. She's like, he's the father of Madeline. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know any of
That's
this stuff.
the guy in the end, but he's like coming, like, so he's like connected to the murder of Vesper. And he's
really?
coming out of the car and he gets shot by James Bond. But, and I hate this when they don't do this in movies, the sound of the sniper, you hear the hit and then you hear the sound of the gun, because realistically, bullets travel faster than sound. So if it's further away, you first hit the hit and then you hit the sound, which is so dramatic. Cool. Like imagine that in a movie. But no one does it.
It'd be like
they
our
always
Matrix
do it at the same
ending.
time. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that was great. And then
Wait,
what I
did they do
really
that then?
appreciate about yep,
nice.
it's perfect. I love it.
And
then
silencers.
what I love about No Time to
Time to Die is
Live.
not now. I think that's the title.
Not Today We Die is
Yeah.
the sound design for the comms. It's crappy. I love it. Like, did you guys hear? Like, it was never crystal clear. I hate that when they do that in movies, when they have like little earbuds and it just sounds perfect. Like when he was talking to to fancy dress lady in
Ana de Armas.
it was like breaking up and it was just sounded like really harsh. And then when they're in that Soviet like place, it was like really harsh sounding. And it's
true. I didn't even notice that. That's a good point.
I was like, that's good. I like that. Good for the sound guys. They should get an Oscar for that. I don't know if they get Oscars for stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
They should get Oscars for...
They should get Oscars.
for
Multiple Oscars.
Sniper.
Like 5, 5 years, 5 Oscars.
Like 5. Just give them 5.
Yeah, for the sound design. It's good stuff.
Just come in with a bucket.
It's good. So I want to talk a little bit about... I mean, I don't really want to talk about... Since it's a TwoFold podcast, we have to talk about the new movie. No Time to Die. What did you guys in general think?
I don't think that's the title.
No, I don't think so either. The title is...
It's Time to Die.
Die, comma.
It's time to die.
Not now.
No,
James
there's
Bond
some
time
time
to
to die.
Yeah.
Time to Die.
The big question to me for me is this. So I have a story to tell. We were watching this movie in the cinema, and halfway through the movie, my wife is like, "He's gonna die, right, James Bond?" And I'm like, "What?" Because I was thinking to myself, it didn't even cross my mind that he's gonna die, because I was thinking, all these movies, he never dies. He's invincible, right? James Bond is invincible.
Yeah.
And so every movie is single, and I was just programmed in my brain to just think, never gonna die, right? And usually the Bonds don't die in the series, right? Like they just kind of
They never died.
dissipate.
Never.
There you go. Never died.
They just poof.
And so the funny thing
They're
is,
like Gandalf. They just
just poof. It didn't even cross my mind. That's the amazing thing. I really, not even a single thought like maybe he's gonna die. I just kept thinking every single time, like maybe he'll get his leg shot, maybe he'll, I don't know, be paralyzed. Maybe he'll have an eye
I was
patch,
hoping he would just have a wonderful sunset ending.
or that was one of the thing I was thinking most. I think like maybe he'll just
Like
have
the
a classic, movie ending where it's like he gets his family or the girl or whatever, and like you said, Phil, rides off into the sunset with his Aston Martin 1961. But it didn't happen, and I was actually really bummed out in the cinema. I was like, "This is a real bummer of an ending." I was kind of disappointed, honestly. I was disappointed because it made me sad. Yeah, I wasn't like sad like to the point of like crying or anything, but I was just sort of like, "That's really
That's it.
a bummer." I was like, "There's a finality to it where you're like, They just, when the writers just write out a character, it's like he is dead, and you'll never see that character again. It's a bummer. What do you guys think?
I think it was a fitting ending. I was really bummed out. I mean,
I thought it was a bit of a. I just feel like I saw it coming when they were talking about when Rami Malek's character, I don't know what his name was, I forgot.
Who knows? I think they call him Poison Peter.
Was telling him about
Syphilis?
Poison Peter when Syphilis Poison Peter was telling James about leaving behind a legacy, isn't that worth living for? And I'm like, okay, yeah. I guess
wasn't it? It was his friend Felix. He was telling him also like, what's the last thing we do, to make our families proud? Yeah,
that's right.
Talk about the wives. Like, we are the worst people of watching movies and predicting plots. Emma said she knew that James Bond has a daughter at the beginning of the film when he like tells that the lady Madeline to like, he thinks she betrayed him, and he puts her on the train, and she goes like, I have something to sell you, and then he says, no, you'll never see each other, and she puts her hand on her heart, and I'm like,
are you serious?
She's pregnant, and I'm like, how did you do this?
How did you know that?
Whoa!
Because you know what? I didn't even know. That also didn't.
I thought it was just an intro. I didn't.
About the Masked Marauder.
I didn't think she would even be in the movie after that until I saw the credits and I saw that Léa Seydoux' name was on it.
No, she was going to be in that because I have a pet peeve to mention. Similar to, like you said, Tim, where they just pull out stuff from the dirt from old stories and plot lines from old movies. I also don't like when they do this, like, sort of, let's finish off the series by like talking about the last 2-3 movies have to be relevant. Okay. It's like, why are the last 2 or 3 movies relevant? Why is that so arbitrary?
Just for the record, James Bond movies never did that. They never like had a continuity like this.
It was like villain of the week.
I'm not saying you can't do that, but I'm just saying that like it's a little bit arbitrary in the sense like your character has to be very strong to justify like having them be so important. And I just don't feel like
this was
that. Like,
all the
Madeline,
movies.
for instance, like I thought she was just episodic.
I mean, it starts off him going to the grave of Vesper.
Okay, I guess
it was like a story from beginning to end. They weaved.
It wasn't that great, to be honest.
Yeah, okay, I guess you can argue that.
But what can you do? He dies,
But
saves his fam. Oh, here's a question, Jacob.
I don't know.
So I could not watch any of the action scenes when his little girl was in danger. I closed my eyes in cinema.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Nope.
It was honestly, Tim. I had flashbacks of when we talked about Kung Fu Panda, Hard Boiled, Hard Boiled. Remember
cop.
With the actor who was in
Yun Fat Chow.
That guy. And when Tim was telling us the stories about how he couldn't watch the scenes of the hospital with the babies, and at that time, before I was a father, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's bad, but I can watch it. Very, very similar feeling now. It's like anything involving children when I'm watching these movies is like, just no, stop. I don't want to see children in danger.
You just change
I don't want to see
that instinct kicks in. I closed my eyes in cinema. I could not see a little girl being in danger. It's just too.
I didn't close.
I couldn't handle it. It was insane.
What's funny about that? I was actually thinking. I was thinking
to
myself, Tim's probably not going to be able to watch this
because you can't help but wonder, that what if that was my son? Like you never want to be in that situation, and you never ever want your child to experience anything remote close to a situation like that. So I totally had very similar.
You live like that. You just
me and my wife.
You have to worry. Like you don't want your child to be in that experience. So it's a very visceral feeling. Like you don't want that at all. So it's like you see it happening. Like you're. Like
you basically are living your life to avoid at all costs anything close to that.
I understand.
You never ever want to be in a situation like that, and that's like the biggest of nightmares because it's one thing if it happens to you, like whatever. I don't really care if it happens to me. It's horrible, but never in a million years I'd want that to happen to my child. So that's definitely had similar vibes as your Legend of Chung-Chi.
It was hilarious because it was like not emotionally invested at all watching it as a movie. Child in danger. Yeah. I have lost my mind. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
that stops. Oh, it's a movie I'm watching. it's hilarious.
Wow.
Like it just flip flops.
It's true. It's true. Also, I have another question for you guys. Why in the world would that Madeline person go back to the freaking house?
I know that was the stupidest thing in the world.
Murder her. Like, I mean, of all the choices you can make, what in the world?
I get it.
I would demolish that
I get
house.
it. You know why? Because my
What?
biggest takeaway
Why?
from this movie, the biggest thing I learned is I want that goddamn house in Norway. That is a nice house, and
Okay,
the road
but
driving up to that
is
house,
a nice house.
it looks amazing in winter. It looks amazing in spring.
Well,
I want that house. That's it.
but wouldn't you want a house like that? I would not want that house.
That's true. It's pretty like that's the opening scene and her experience with her mom, and I would not
Yep.
go there.
Yep.
Yes, I completely understand that, but I'll build another house like
Right?
that.
A similar house. Yeah. Somewhere
That's a nice
in
house.
the Norwegian fjords.
In the Norwegian fjords.
The big
No.
glass up top and the beams.
That opening was actually pretty like it wasn't intense for me, but it was like that was a pretty like I didn't expect that opening for a Bond movie,
Yeah.
with the masked marauder. So I was watching, I was like, okay, here's gonna be some spy stuff, and it's like dong in the window, and you're like, okay, yeah.
No,
But then you find out the villain's pretty lame, Poison Peter.
Poison
yeah.
Peter.
Syphilis.
And it wasn't scary anymore.
No.
Yeah.
What I found interesting was it on purpose that Poison Peter looked like Dr. No?
Mhm.
Why?
Yeah, we talked
Why
about
do
that.
all
Me and
Bond
Phil.
villains have to have something wrong with their face?
Well, that's
Their
the trend. That's the little cliche, That's the classic kind of
Yeah, but
Bond
why
thing.
do it? Like, what?
Well, yeah, that was Le Chiffre.
Huh?
Why keep the?
Tradition?
If you're gonna change it, like, why not just like change it all? Like, why do you have
Well,
to? Like, maybe people won't watch it, and they have to have this.
Isn't that the great British question? Because
The
apparently
great British question.
all these British shows, all these British shows.
Tonight, the great British question.
Listen, listen. The great British question is
Why must
do
Bond
British
villains have something
series
wrong with their
reboot?
face?
Not only that, but why do they reboot the same character with new actors and new
It's true.
films? Right, Doctor Who,
James Bond.
Sherlock Holmes, James Bond. I'm sure there's other stuff. Top Gear got me.
They rebooted Jeremy Clarkson.
But it's true. It's like it's very. I think I don't know. It's kind of unique for British. I don't know for whatever reason.
We should ask
Maybe
our
like
residential
favorite
fake
tradition.
British man, Luke.
We should, yeah.
This
see what he
was
says.
Luke rebooted after spending
After
time
he
in
got
London.
his
seriously.
citizenship.
I want to know.
Yeah.
But see, Tim, that's why I think they do that, because there's some strange like sense of like we must carry
Yeah.
on, keep the same, and it's like and we have to reinvent.
Oh yeah,
Bond.
you see this the director
but
Kerry
we're gonna
Joji
keep the
Fukunaga, who
face.
did the No Die Time. He was the first American director to make a James Bond movie.
What I thought they did that. They already stopped that with Skyfall.
Did Skyfall?
No, Sam Mendes is
Oh,
also
yeah.
British.
Oh, he's British. Wait, here's the
okay.
thing. Maybe there's like
They
a
stopped being
maybe
racist.
like the British government pays like some money if you use like a British
like cultural
Yes,
heritage.
but there's clause. You have to use a certain percentage of what is recognizable by that character. So therefore, like you can't just go. He'll call him James Bond and then change everything. Like remove the tropes. Just do a start.
It has to keep like cufflinks,
Like,
tux,
or maybe it's
stuff
like a
that.
10
He has
things.
to drive an Aston.
You have to keep
Martin.
10 things, and you choose which 10 things it is. But you have to change it from the
okay.
canon.
Oh yeah, you can swap them.
That's my.
Or how about this? From a list of 10, pick 3. Something like that, right?
Like he has.
Like they're like,
so the villain's face has
that's
to
why
be
they could
messed
omit-
up. This eye has to be droopy.
dude, Tim. I think that I remember, and Phil, maybe you can correct me. Maybe my memory is janked up, but I think that it was also controversial. I think I read a review or something like that when Casino Royale came out, and in the movie they asked him, martini,
yeah.
and like he's like, how do you want to shake and stir? And he goes, I don't give a damn. Right? That's what Daniel Craig
Frankly, I
says.
don't give a damn.
I think that was controversial.
Oh,
Did he say that? No, he
Does it
didn't.
look like I give a damn?
He said, does it look
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a damn? And I think that was controversial because they were like, Bond? Not taking
Can't
it
do it.
shaken?
Yeah.
and then after it, he never did any
there's a
other.
lot
How
of.
can this be?
I'll tell you straight off the back. I feel like the traditions. I like them,
Mhm.
but I don't. I will not defend them if you find better ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing there's a
Yeah.
lot of people who really are insistent on.
It's weird,
those.
right?
They're like, I want to see the same
Like
thing.
just forever the
I
same.
want to see Bond take a shaken martini. Okay.
Yeah. and not stirred.
And I remember people were talking about the Heineken. He shouldn't be drinking Heinekens. He's a sophisticated
See?
spy. He needs to drink his martini.
It's like, can you imagine sitting around a table? He needs to drink his martini. I agree, Jeff. I agree. He needs to drink his martini. Now, the real question is,
that's right.
Typical British man. The real question is, what kind of martini?
The British question, the mighty British question, or you called it.
The great British question.
Yes. But the thing is, like, you know, people will criticize MCU that it uses a formula, but like the James Bond, 25 movies, the same movie, just
yeah.
It's just happening over and over again.
With the Craig movies, they tried. I really think they did.
I did.
Look, Skyfall and Casino Royale are.
I would actually like to rewatch Skyfall just because, like,
I'm gonna watch it when I'm done talking to you guys.
Yeah,
okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so
Skyfall.
two things I want to do with you guys. I want you to rank the Craig list. I want you to rate. So what are you guys thinking? I'm gonna rate the Craig list. Skyfall number 1 because gorgeous.
Damn, that movie look good.
I'm gonna go number 2. I'm going to go number 2, Casino Royale, because, it started it all. It's the most grounded one. It's the most courageous one.
Bare bones.
Then we're going to go with whatever this was, No Time to Die, because he dies. It's great. No, I'm just joking.
That's great.
No, it's a little bit.
I think this is the second time that Tim said that someone dying in a film.
No, that's a joke. That's a joke. Okay. No, I mean, I think with the family and stuff like that, I think it was interesting. I think it was a good direction to go. Then we got Quantum Balls. No, I don't remember what happens in Quantum Balls.
Wouldn't you put Spectre before Quantum Balls? Or Spectre?
No, because I know what happens in Spectre and it sucks. But Quantum Balls, I don't know, so it could be good for all I know.
Go watch it.
Water.
It'll quickly drop.
Water.
The balls will drop.
And then Spectre was just a crazy mess. So that's my ranking. What about you?
So you're ranking identical except flip the last two. So Quantum of Scrotum is at the bottom. But then
the last?
Up there, yeah, and then up above it is Spectre spectating and looking at the balls. Yeah, my list.
What about you, Phil?
For me, it's 1 Casino Royale, 2 Skyfall, 3 No.
Wait, you said Skyfall's number 1?
I did say Skyfall. Is that number 1 or
put,
like
on the
Casino?
same? I think that maybe they might be. I don't know. I have to watch Skyfall again. I think for now, I guess it'll probably be Casino, probably. But
for me right now, as it stands, Casino Royale, Skyfall.
Anyway, so your list is the same, except I think you have Casino at the top, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. And my other question would be, where would you like to see Bond go next?
Oh my goodness. You know what?
What about you, Phil?
Nowhere. I think it's finished.
What would you like to see?
Nowhere. I think you should just stay at home.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I always have those feelings.
Wouldn't you just want to see a James Bond movie where he defends his... Oh, wait, he did that in Skyfall. He did everything.
He defends what?
He defended his house.
No.
He Home Alone, Skyfall.
Yeah,
you can do. I have no ideas. That's the problem. I'm the wrong person to ask. I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You're gonna have to do something different, and I don't know what. So
yeah, that's exactly it. Something different, but
you guys are gonna.
James Bond has been around for a long time.
That's true. Maybe a long break.
Well, I think a long break. Godzilla break. 10 years or something.
Yeah. You guys gonna hate me for saying this, but I would really like super campy gadget Bond return.
But see,
me too. I don't mind.
That's a good take. Just go super camp.
Like I'm telling you,
that's Phil was so saying different.
Casino Royale did it.
Crazy.
Casino Royale did it. I don't have to see it again.
I really don't know.
I'd rather see
again.
Really? No, it's your guys' problem. I don't know whose problem it is, but like I see you guys normally. You've not been frozen.
I guess it's Discord.
I guess it is.
So yeah, I really don't know what to say. It's a tough one.
Well, what audience members?
Yeah.
Where do you want
make an
James Bond
Instagram poll.
Are you guys James Bond fans? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's a great question. Here's a good question, guys. We didn't answer this.
Did you like the songs?
Oh yeah,
do you like the songs?
So that's a great one. Let's do a ranking of the songs. I'm just kidding. We don't know all the songs.
Oh my god!
From the Craig movies, from Craigslist, I will say number 1, Chris Cornell, hands down. You know my name. That when that song came out, I just think that he blew it out of the water. I think it's a great song.
Wait. Can you hear this? Hold on.
Oh, he's gonna play it.
can't hear anything. Anyway, we're gonna cut the real song in there because I'm afraid Phil.
That's okay. You give it a shot. Did you think
It's good.
I had a little bit of a laugh that I had the difference between like the motion graphics between the first
I know, right?
Chris Cornell. It's like such a stark difference. The first one was like
Totally
the
different.
iPod commercial for Apple, just like
It's weird.
cut out man going around.
But the first one was a huge contrast to
It's
the
true.
last one with like the naked like
Women.
dancing girls with the
And I think most of them were like,
they were, transparent.
silhouetted and a lot of that kind of like classic what do you call that?
Cool 3D look.
Like
Yeah, it was like very like you could see the jiggly lines.
transparent. You know, it's like very like what do you call that? Like almost I don't want to say in camera effects, but you know, back in the day when they like filtered film over film and you get these like
Oh yeah, they
layers.
projected. They actually use a projector over.
Projector, yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I
People.
think this was like a huge like graphic design sort of motion.
Yeah, like with CGI and stuff like that. It was pretty
Yeah.
advanced.
I think it was.
No, it's not just that. It
conceptually
was
cool.
literally just dudes killing each other.
Yeah. That was a big. People were like, "Where are the ladies?" That's at the round table. Those guys were like with the martinis.
Oh yeah, the round table was also saying that. Yeah.
They're like the women. Where are the butts? I need to see them. Like, yes, Jeff.
That's what they put
We
the
should have them.
Ana de Armas in the last movie. Just the person was like, "Here's a Bond girl and James Bond in a suit for 10 minutes, and then never again."
In Cuba.
In
when they
Cuba,
were
Oh yeah,
going to
yeah,
the
yeah,
party.
yeah, yeah.
And then the virus.
it's like
happened.
here's the James Bond scene, and then
Oh yeah. True.
we move on.
I appreciate that a little bit actually.
So Chris Cornell,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the best song I think from the Craigslist, and then the second song,
Mhm.
I think I
I'm yourself
probably-
because no one else you.
I think I actually like Quantum, maybe
I don't know.
with Jack White and
Really?
Alicia Keys. That was a pretty cool one.
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah. Like yeah, but because Jack White plays the drums on that, was just interesting. And then I'd probably say maybe Adele. Skyfall.
Skyfall. Let the sky fall.
And then that's the only one left, right?
Trombone.
No. Then there's Spectre, which is like
What's Spectre?
Sam Smith, right?
Oh, I hated that one.
Like,
That
sound
was
like that.
horrible. That was awful. I hated it. That's why I forgot it because it's so bad. He's like, down, down. It's like there's no hook. You need a hook for a James Bond song. And this one's just like,
See, that's what the people in the circle were saying. You need a hook.
And then the
Give me a hook.
And then No Time to Die. What did you think of that one?
What's her name?
It's Billie Eilish.
Billie
right?
Eilish.
No
Yeah, that's-
time to die.
Marilyn Manson. No time to die, my friends.
What do you think
That
about
sounds
the
like
song?
Salad Fingers. Rusty spoon.
That's going back.
Rusty
2006.
spoon,
I like-
no time to die.
Salad Fingers do the shit of the song.
I think that definitely dates us. Salad
Quantum
fingers.
of my
I wonder
salad.
Who knows that?
That's
like.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
I hated
do you guys
Salad
think of the
Fingers.
song?
Never
Tim, do you have
liked
any
them.
opinion as a
No,
musician?
none whatsoever.
Okay.
Bring back Tina
Musicians,
Turner. She's
no.
like 150.
No, she's great. She did Goldeneye. So good. Goldeneye.
Bring back Propeller Heads. Make them do some beats.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Boom, boom, ba-da-da-dum, boom.
Okay, so what? So
Yeah.
I don't see what else we can talk about. With,
Nothing. We're done.
I think that's it, guys.
we had an
for having me
intermission
back. It was
Yeah.
nice. It was a fun time.
in
It
the
was a
cinema.
good
We had
time.
an intermission. You know.
This was a good pick, just because I was anybody going to see it in the cinema, probably because I don't know, just felt like the right kind of movie to go see since I watched all the Bonds.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I think we
Nice.
tied it out. Tied it. How do we tie it?
Tied it in a nut.
Tied it in a knot. Yes, in a bow. And
In a
let me
big
know when
rope.
you guys
Nice
want to
little
invite me
bow, right.
back for something else. I don't know what. There's that skater movie. Spoiler. that Tim wanted to talk about.
We have some specials still lined up. I really want to watch Les Visitors with you guys. That's my dream.
Right.
What's that? What's that?
Some French time travel comedy with some nice
Mhm. With Jean Reno.
Jean Reno and
What are you guys most looking
So,
forward to
Gerard
from the new
Depardieu?
films coming out? Is there anything that I could?
Well,
Jump
I'm looking
in.
forward to doing our Dune episode because I know nothing about Dune.
dude, there's a
We
cluster.
doing it, man?
There's a cluster of movies
Yeah,
coming
there's a
out
cluster. There's a
next
cluster.
week.
I know.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
heard about the cluster many times.
That
It's
sucks.
like a comment. It's coming a cluster.
It
See,
sucks.
Tim,
The
I
cluster
don't
sucks.
understand why you say it sucks. I was listening to one of the episodes and I was like, why does it suck? Just spread it out, man. Just like take out the cluster
know,
and
but
just
it feels
spread
like
it like butter. Like
people
just
will be like-
bread.
People will be like, ugh, these movies, they
Sold.
came out like months ago. Why are they talking about them? But I can't help it that
Yeah, that's
they
what I
put
was
them all
gonna
in the
say.
same.
I mean, it's easy for
Well, why
Jacob
don't
to
you
say
go
he's not
marathon?
gonna do it.
Do like
That's
record
true also.
6 episodes in a row. Yeah, I can be your what's it called back end producer. Can I?
Well, I mean, we
But you
could
know
do
what?
it.
I'm on
Yeah.
paternity leave for the next 6 months,
There
so I
you
can do
go.
that.
Tim is
Oh.
prepared for the cluster with
Perfect
his paternity
opportunity.
leave.
I think we might have to do this.
Guys, and then when you do them,
That's the reason.
and then when you do it, you can. Oh yeah, you're on paternity. That's great. You are not bound by the overlords.
Bound by earthly forms. I am limitless.
spirit-
We'll have
Spiritual.
all the spiritual. We'll have all the fans happy because there's going to be
Guys,
so
just
many
pump them
episodes
out. Like
coming
seriously,
so
do like
quickly.
record them, right? Like, and then have them ready. And
Pump
then as
and dump.
soon as the movie comes out, boom, pumpy,
the old
pumpy,
pump and dump.
and it's just out. And
All
someone's
right, I
like,
found the
"Whoa."
screenshot I sent to you guys.
Okay.
So here's
Well,
the.
Tim, you have paternity leave. I mean,
Yeah.
like we could.
You guys should
Listen
do
to
it.
the, so this last duel. It's Ridley Scott. We got Dune. We're definitely doing Dune. We got the French
Last
Dispatch.
Duel.
We got Jackass Forever.
hell's that?
Jackass is dear and dear
Jackass.
to my heart.
Yeah, it's near and dear to Tim's heart. I've
I
never
watched
seen
Jackass.
That's why it's great.
Two, I think.
A prude kid. Yeah.
I want to see Phil watch Jackass, see what he thinks. Last night in Soho, our Edgar boy's back. Eternals. Oscar-winning director doing Marvel, Ghostbusters, Afterlife. Like what? This clusters. Too many clusters.
Clusters.
But yeah.
Well,
Well,
good
thank you,
luck
Jacob,
with the clusters.
for
yeah, thanks for having me,
Jake,
guys.
for joining.
for such a short notice.
Maybe you can be
jumped
on
in.
one of our clusters.
Maybe.
No,
You
we
wanna-
would have used it more if it was so fast. We knew you just drive here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
Yeah, we're
right.
really
well,
fast.
now you know.
Ruben's a good
He's
driver.
Amazing. He's just like
Right.
a goo.
Johnny's happy he gets to use his third hand for the third fader on the
yeah,
mix.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, his secret third hand,
He's
the
been
one that's like
holding on
a
to that
growth
third
on his
hand.
Yeah,
arm.
yeah.
Kind of gross, but
Yeah,
kind
he
of
has
cool.
to unbutton his shirt for it to come
He
out.
leads us to the resistance under
Yeah.
Mars.
Exactly.
No, it was fun. I had a good time.
Thanks, everyone.
Wait. I don't know
Thanks
how
for
long.
joining
Was
again,
this
Phil.
two
Thanks,
full
everyone, for
time, or
listening.
was this overtime? I wonder. Did it reach
We're a
the
bit
red
overtime.
section
We're a bit-
on your logic file?
We're in too long
Okay.
section,
Okay.
so that's why I'm bringing things back. Thanks for everyone for listening.
Yeah.
Go to Instagram for our poll
Mhm.
and other useless junk. Maybe tell us what to watch next.
Yeah,
Definitely
Which
Yeah.
cluster do you like?
Yeah.
If you
Which space cluster do you love us?
listen
do you
to
think
this
James
on
Bond was
Apple,
a good
you can rate us,
guy?
give us a
That's
review.
right. You can rate TwoFold.
That always helps our ego and our cause. And make your friends listen to us because why not?
Yeah.
What else are you going to listen
And then, since I'm not part of the show,
That rat
I
ass-
can cross promote. There's the Matrix 4 coming out. That's the Matrix Minute, which I'm an actual co-host.
I'm so
on.
excited about that.
It's a bygone
It's true.
podcast.
I'm seriously
but a
like
good podcast.
seriously excited.
It's like what you gonna listen to? NPR,
seriously.
whatever you listen to.
Yeah. What is that? Rubbish. Are you listening? Are you going to
Who's
listen to
the what's the guy's name? The
Ira Glass?
the monkey man that sold out to Spotify. What's his name?
Monkey Man. Joe Rogan? You calling him the
Joe
Monkey
Rogan. You
Man?
can listen to Joe Rogan all day. Listen
Rogan's
to
great.
two full
The
podcast.
Monkey Man.
The monkey man.
There's only two options. Pick one.
Exactly.
Monkey Man
Don't listen
or
to
the
Joe
Matrix
Rogan.
Minute.
Listen to two full podcast.
Wrong words. Anyway, listen to the Matrix
Exactly.
Minute. That's coming out in a hot minute once Matrix 4 comes out. But actually, there might be another trailer, so be on the lookout. If you're subscribed, your podcatcher, I'm from 2005, will bling, will notify you, and it'll say, "Whoa, Matrix Minute has a new episode," and you tap that, hit play, and you'll hear exactly what you're hearing now. These voices. But when we talk about James Bond, we'll talk about the Matrix 4. So have that on your radar. You know? That's all I want to say.
Yeah, in your ears.
Thanks, guys, for
Any
having me
last
once
words?
again.
But
Thanks, everyone who's listening. Go ahead and listen to these guys. Now it's a true twofold. They've got this format going. They're jiving things up. Clusters coming up.
Clusters coming.
They're mixing it up. They're tying in those movies. I feel like if I can say one last thing before I go, I still have trouble understanding the plots. But you guys knew I was going to say that. So,
what? I didn't even hear you. What did you say?
I have a hard time understanding the plots that you guys describe. I have a hard time.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. That's the point. That's
because I don't watch some of the movies. Yeah, I'm on the Instagram poll.
Yeah, this is not a review podcast. It's a conversation podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're limiting our audience this way because we're great.
It's like you're in a business meeting. It's like, what's one way we can grow our what's one way we can limit our podcast audience? Well, have them like prerequisite to watch the movie. Perfect. Can we do 2 movies? I have to watch 2 movies.
Yeah,
I'm really selling your podcast.
But we don't even announce which movie, so people don't even have the chance to go see the movie. They're just
as soon as the notification comes that they have to go and like watch 2 movies instantly.
Honey, we have to go to the cinema immediately. Otherwise,
TwoFold's
listen
out.
to this.
Well, what about this? I think you guys need to have a challenge, like for the best listener, like top listener. By the way, is anyone going to get that bag of Reno? The guy who has the
what?
Listen. You should have for the best listener for TwoFold.
Oh, can you call his Uber to get him out of here?
No. Listen, the best listener for TwoFold needs to listen to the podcast while watching the movie in the cinema. I think that's the next level.
That's great. Exactly.
Sorry,
just gets things
I was just joking.
immediately.
I didn't really mean anything bad. I was just joking. It's tough. It's like a brotherly love. You know how they say that.
Just go good.
All right, thank you guys. It was fun. It was good times, and who knows when I'll be back? When you guys invite me, that's when I'll be back. See you later. I guess I'll get in my car.
All right. It's outside. I already called it. Bye.
Phil's list is the same. I think he's a frozen man.
Spectre.
He's a frozen
Quantum
man,
Solace.
indeed.
Oh my goodness.
His audio
What
and
happened?
video is
I'm
frozen.
still here.
This is a new one. His video
What
kept freezing throughout the podcast,
By
but
the
now
way,
it's both
Tim,
frozen.
check out iMessage. I sent an awesome picture.
No, are you here? Are you here?
Yeah,
let me check.
you were
Here, right?
You were
I didn't freeze at all. You guys weren't frozen at all. I was
quantum
frozen.
icicle.
That was gorgeous.
Phil, check out iMessage.
I saw
Isn't
it.
that
I saw it.
cool?
It's funny.
Looks like you're a
That's great.
bodybuilder.
I love the T-shirt.
Avengers.
It's like a
Avengers.
body-
He's like promoting the brand.
That's my superhero. That's my superhero icon. Hey, this is my secret message that no one's going to listen to. Tim's not going to listen to it. Jake's not going to listen to it, but I want you to know that I cut off at some point at the end of our podcast, and I don't know why. So that's why it's weird and awkward. But since I have you here, I can let you know and give you these important messages. On yourself, because no one out here will save you. The odds will betray you. Are you willing to die? You can't deny the path that will never fulfill. I'm done.